not really. My cholesterol is gonna do that in the future anyway.
I'm gonna fucking slice your stomach and pull out your insides.
Very funny. Todd, is that you?
You wish I was Todd. The real question is, what's your favorite scary movie?
Well, Dragon Ball Evolution, duh.
Damn, that's pretty good. That final fight with Piccolo fucking sucked.
Yeah, that did suck. And so did that fucking sorry excuse for a Kamehameha wave, too. And Master Roshi wasn't fucking born!
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that fucking sucked bad.
Well, man, I gotta get going, man. I gotta take care of some stuff.
Yeah. Well, you take care of yourself, okay? It was nice talking to you. Later. What a nice guy.
Anyone who's seen my content knows that I loves me some Walking Dead, so it only seems fitting to go through season 1 of the show since its second season has just aired. So with that said, let's dive right into it. The first thing I want to address is the damn near picture perfect translation from the comic to the show. Season 1 is essentially volume 1 of the book. Yes, it does differ, but for the most part it nails all the key points and moments from the first volume of the series. It was simply a joy watching it and finding all the adapted things from the comic. Call it a damn near interactive moment, if you will, with the show. Speaking of adaptation, the characters were pretty much fully realized. Not perfect, but pretty freaking good. Aside from not looking completely like Rick Grimes, Andrew Lincoln hits all the key points of the character, from apparel to demeanor. His interactions with Shane are also spot on, and you can feel the tension and love they have for and with each other. I also must note that Shane is the shit. While their character was deep and complex, the show added more layers to this character. In the comic, he was simply a bad guy who you pretty much grew to hate, but in the show, we know he's slightly an antagonist, but damn it, it's so hard not to like him. Other main eventers such as Dale, Glenn, Andrea, Jim, Carol, Sophia, Carl, and the others show their acting chops finely, even though there seems to be an issue with age looks when compared to the comic. In the comic, Andrea looks like her sister's age, and the sister looks far younger than she does in the show. Carol looks much too old than she does in the comic, but I suppose that's only a nitpicking thing for the comic purists. Pacing of the show and use of drama is also excellent. It has its quiet moments, but is never a bore or a chaotic mess. It has its pacing down to a perfect T, and when it's quiet, it creates drama and dread as the show gives off this sense of a calm before the storm. So, it's an indirect sense of chaos in actuality. Truly brilliant on the creator's part. Robert Kirkman was brought on board to write for the show, and created a set of characters specifically for the show, who are all pretty much enjoyable to watch, and this especially goes for Daryl. He is such a badass and an anti-hero. I would have loved to see him in the comic book, and who knows, perhaps we will see a reverse adaptation and have him in the comic book at some point. Gore was also used very well, so horror fans and gore hounds alike got their share of violence, and things that couldn't be shown on TV were done using implied violence. And trust me when I say this, the sound effects did it justice, even if you couldn't see anything. While I have an array of praises and can go on forever, the season isn't without its flaws. Laurie's character is more dislikable in the show than she was in the comic, and it was pretty easy to hate her in the comic to start with. She seems to come off as more of a tramp in the show than she did in the comic. Perhaps the idea is to hate her more, but if it's not, then that was a bad move on the show's part when hating a protagonist occurs. Shane not dying at the end of season 1 also pissed me off, as well as the first episode of this new season. It wasn't bad, but damn it, it was just filler. The season was moving so well with the comic, and all of a sudden it took this random left turn. Again, I didn't hate the last episode of season 1, as in a standalone sense, it was great, but when compared to the comic, it was just bullshit. But don't let that deter you from one of the greatest shows on cable. I only wonder what the rest of the 12 episodes of season 2 hold on for us. Only time will tell.